This is a Lenovo office computer. It's a little bit older, but it is slow. So taking a look at it, this actually came from Preferred Mechanical. They're the folks that worked on my air conditioner. A buddy of mine, Dustin, works there. And this computer, they want to be able to use it, but it's so slow that they can't really get any use out of it. It's got an Intel i3 4130. It's got 8 gig of DDR3 memory running at 1333. And it just needs a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of TLC and see if we can't do something to help it out a little bit. It's in good shape overall. Everything seems to work on it. It's just slow. So we need to speed it up and see if we can't do something by putting a solid state drive in where they have a mechanical hard drive in instead.
Of course, there was issues along the way. It wasn't easy. Why should it be? It wouldn't be any fun if it was easy, a straight swap. We did notice one or two other little things. For the most part, it was very clean on the inside. The hard drive was mounted in a little bit of a weird way, but I could see because the cables just weren't quite long enough to mount it regularly, but that's all right. It was secure. It was fine. I did notice that the memory, one of the memory sticks, didn't look like it was pushed in all the way, but it didn't seem to affect performance too much, and it was still reading the 8 gig of memory, so I made sure that was well seated. I went ahead, tried a few things, and did get it to work a little bit better, but it was still taking well over 2 minutes to boot up. So I went ahead and swapped out the SSD, and yeah, so on we go.
So I've got the disk cloned, and I wanted to make sure it works, but part of the problem is I've got this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and go into the default, which is Windows 10 on volume 3 here. That's the one that I went ahead and made the boot. I had a little bit of an issue. I had to go into configure and I had to make that the boot to Windows 10. And so now when I bring it up, I'm going to have to go to MS config and then just delete the second volume, that Windows 10 volume. When you go to MS config, it's going to tell you, and this is somebody else's computer, so I'm not going to go to that screen. It's got other sensitive information, but it'll give you both of these, and you'll be able to click on the second one, the one we do not need. It will say just Windows 10. The other one will say Windows 10 on volume C, current default, current OS, or whatever. You want to choose the one you're going to take away from there and actually delete that, and then we'll show you what happens to that in just a second. All right, so I just simply selected it, then hit delete, which is right there. Bam. So the only one I've got left is the current operating system, and we'll see what happens next. All right, so this should go right from that Lenovo screen right into... There we go. It's going to boot up in no two choices, just one. So we're good. All right, so the finished product is put back together. I took out this drive, which is a 7200 speed, actually a notebook drive, but 7200 is not bad, but it was causing some issues. So I went ahead and swapped in an SSD, got it all put back together. We've tested it out. We've gone from boot times around 2 minutes and 12 seconds down to about 23 seconds. Much, much better. It's going to be much snappier, and this is going to do pretty well for them.
So after getting everything swapped out, taken care of, configured, it wasn't quite an easy swap cloning the drive either, but we got that figured out. Boots up in about 20 or 25 seconds now most of the time. It boots up sometimes a little quicker, maybe a little bit slower, but right around the 20 seconds or so. They will have a much, much snappier computer. Chrome works much easier, much better now. It opens and closes. When it shuts down in a matter of seconds instead of taking like a minute and a half or 2 minutes to try to shut down. And they should be able to get a lot of use out of this computer for at least, a little while longer, maybe a year or two or a couple years, until they get into a position where maybe they're upgrading to something else. In which case, if you guys are listening and you want to get rid of that eventually, let me know, because I'll take that back and we'll experiment and play with it. But anyway, the place is called Preferred Mechanical. They are here in the Tampa area. They service the Tampa area primarily here in Central Florida. They're based out of Holiday. They do a great job heating and AC and all that stuff. Not necessarily a plug for them, just acknowledging them and appreciate you letting me work on your computer. And it was fun. So we got their computer working again, got to share it with you guys, go around for the ride. Sort of the things that I do on the side here that don't necessarily always make it to the channel. So I get to kind of take you guys along for the journey, and I like that, and hopefully you guys too. If you do and you want to see more of that type of stuff, let me know in the comments below. I'd be glad to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit me up on all the other socials, all that good stuff. And the only thing I've got left to ask of you today is just be nice to somebody. Okay? Wave, smile, hold the door open, something, anything. You might find that, again, like I said, somebody would do something nice for you. And it just makes your day a little bit better when somebody does something nice or says something nice, doesn't it? Once again, that is all I have. There is more stuff coming, believe me. I'm going to try to stick to a schedule of doing 2 videos a week. Wish me luck. It's going to be fun. And coming soon, I'm starting another channel. Yeah, well, there's some things that don't fit on this channel, so I'm going to put it on another one. Ought to be fun, right? I'm already doubling what I'm trying to do here, and I'm going to take on something else. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, won't we? Anyway, until then, folks, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later.